Trump's UN General Assembly speech this year contained some old material.
Not long ago, Venezuela was one of the richest countries on earth. Today, socialism has bankrupted the oil-rich nation. Virtually everywhere socialism or communism has been tried, it has produced suffering, corruption, and decay. All nations of the world should resist socialism and the misery that it brings to everyone.
Trump said roughly the same thing in last year's UN speech, and he got a similar awkward response.
The problem in Venezuela is not that socialism has been poorly implemented, but that socialism has been faithfully implemented.
Trump doesn't seem to realize that the Cold War is over and the specter of Soviet-style Marxism-Leninism is no longer hanging over Eastern Europe. Meanwhile, Trump also doesn't seem to realize that socialism is rather popular around the world. The German Social Democratic Party, the British Labour Party, many political organizations and leaders across the world adhere to some vague form of socialism. In fact, socialism is getting more popular in places that are a lot closer to Washington than Venezuela.
We believe that every working-class American deserves the opportunity to change their economic destiny and their children's future. That's the message that we need to bring into the midterms.
Facing head-on this crisis in our democracy, where people feel like the same laws don't apply to the rich and the poor.
And we should absolutely have a healthcare system that provides healthcare for every citizen in our country.
Socialism is quite popular among millennials in the United States, more popular than capitalism. In fact, some pollsters say that if Donald Trump had run against Bernie Sanders in the 2016 presidential election, he might not have been able to pull off his victory. We decided to ask Dakota Lilly, a young activist, why he thinks that socialism is on the rise in the United States.
People my age especially, they're really sick of, the ills that capitalism brings upon. If you look at the student loan crisis right now, student loan debt is the largest holder of debt in the country, more than credit card debt. We have for-profit, educational institutions that charge $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 per semester or per year. The unemployment rate, Trump says it's 4% or 3%. In actuality, it's 8, 9, 10%. Third, half the room is made up of socialists. It's made up of people from Bolivia and Cuba, Venezuela, China, Angola, South Africa. It's made up of people who completely disagree with him on that. And, if you look at last year's speech, he said, socialism in Venezuela is not failing because it's being, put to use wrongly. It's being put to use completely correctly. No one said anything for a good solid 5 seconds. And then this year, they laughed at him, actually.
So, when Trump repeated his anti-socialist tirade at the UN, the question is, was he really aiming at Caracas? Or was he aiming at a new source of opposition to his policies here at home, where it seems that Trump has unwittingly made socialism great again? Caleb Maupin, RT, New York.